Welcome to the United Kingdom PESTEL presentation. In this video, we will briefly discuss the political, economic, sociocultural, technology, environmental, and legal content of the United Kingdom. This is also known as the PESTEL model. This will identify how attractive the United Kingdom is to foreign direct investors. The United Kingdom is made up of England, Scotland, and Northern Ireland. The capital is located in London, England. The United Kingdom has a population of 64.4 million people. The average age-gender distribution is around 45 to 54 years old for both male and females. The United Kingdom is a constitutional monarchy. In a monarchy, the Queen is head of state. The Queen of England is currently Queen Elizabeth II. While the sovereign is head of state, the ability to make and pass legislation resides with an elected parliament. Although the Queen no longer has a political or executive role, she continues to play an important part in the life of the nation. As the head of state, the Queen undertakes constitutional and representational duties. She acts as a focus for national identity, unity and pride, and gives a sense of stability and continuity. The two legislative houses that make and pass legislation are the House of Lords and the House of Commons. The current Prime Minister is Theresa May. The United Kingdom has a weaker political stability when compared to the United States. The United Kingdom suffered during 2009 with a long recession represented by the severe drop in the political stability graph. Please note that in 2016, it has dropped again due to the Brexit. When comparing the United Kingdom and the United States, the United Kingdom has had a continually higher rule of law than the United States. Based on Freedom House Freedom in the World ranking, the United Kingdom has a high ranking of 95, 100 being the highest, for freedom, meaning that they are free, specifically political rights, civil liberties, and freedom rating were all ranked the freest with a 1. When comparing the United Kingdom and the United States, they both have an equal amount of political freedom. Even with the current political situation in both countries, the political freedoms of being free are not expected to change. Lastly, the United Kingdom has a better ranking than the United States when it comes to corruption. On a list of 168 countries, the United Kingdom is ranked 10th compared to the United States, who is ranked 16th, one being the best.
Next, we will discuss the economics aspect of the PESTEL model. On June 23, 2016, the people of the United Kingdom voted to exit the European Union, better known as Brexit. For the UK to officially leave the EU, the UK and the EU have 2 years to agree upon the terms of the split. As of February 2017, the UK's economy has appeared to endure the initial shock of leaving the EU, and there has not been an economic slump or recession as some had predicted. The UK's economy is a single free market economy, being the 9th largest export economy in the world and the 11th most complex. The 2016 Economic Freedom Index ranked the UK 10th in the world with an overall score of 76 compared to the US ranking of 11 with a score of 75. The UK has a property rights rating of 90. Damien Blewett, a colleague originally from the UK, personally ranked the UK's property rights as 70. As people are free to buy and sell property based on what they can afford. Damien Blewett said,
"Property prices are dictated by postal code. For example, two similar houses 2 blocks away from each other could have a difference of £500,000 or about $625,000. The purchase of property is restricted by socioeconomic class. So, the US is way more affordable, especially housing prices."
According to the IMF, in October 2016, the UK was the world's 5th largest economy with a GDP of $2.65 trillion. In 2015, its GNI in terms of PPP per capita was $40,900. Economists are predicting the GDP could drop 2 to 9.5% in the future due to the UK's exit from the European Union. The UK is currently behind Germany, which is the largest and strongest European economy, which ranks 4th in the world. In the third quarter of 2016, the cost of a gallon of gasoline was $5.50, in the United Kingdom compared to $2.47 per gallon in the United States. The UK is the top investment destination in Europe. Recent FDI numbers showed the UK had a record number of inward investment projects and created the second highest record for jobs ever in 2015 to 2016. The US was the largest source of inward investment, followed by China. The United Kingdom shipped $466 billion worth of goods around the globe in 2015, down by 8.8% from 2014. The top export destinations of the UK are the US, Germany, the Netherlands, Switzerland, and France. In 2015, the top goods the UK exported were machinery, gems and precious metals, vehicles, pharmaceuticals, and oil. In 2015, the United Kingdom imported $838 billion, making it the fifth largest importer in the world. During the last 5 years, the imports to the United Kingdom have increased at an overall rate of 0.81%, from $675 billion in 2009 to $838 billion in 2015. The Human Development Indicators in 2014 ranked the UK 14th overall, compared to the US having a ranking of 8th in the world. The average life expectancy of an individual living in the UK is approximately 81 years of age, compared to 79 years of age in the US.
Next, we will discuss the socio-cultural aspect of the PESTEL model. Let's first look at the population. As can be seen here, the United States has a much higher population than the United Kingdom. In 2015, the US had over 320 million people, while the United Kingdom only had 64 million. Next, let's discuss education. Both countries hold education in high regard, but surprisingly, you can get a degree much faster in the United Kingdom than in the United States. To get a bachelor's degree in the United Kingdom, it would take 3 years, whereas it would take 4 in the United States. But to see how the United Kingdom performs in education, let's look at the PISA scores. The United Kingdom has consistently scored higher over the years than the United States and the OECD average. This could mean that firms looking for highly educated employees could easily find them in the United Kingdom. Next, we will discuss languages in the United Kingdom. You can see that English is the main language, followed by Polish, Punjabi, Urdu, and Bengali. But I will let Anita Ackhurst describe this more to you.
Now, the UK's national language is English, but other native languages include Gaelic, Scottish Gaelic, and Welsh, and to a lesser extent, South Asian languages such as Bengali, Punjabi, Hindi, and Gujarati are also spoken, because the UK has a more diverse population than some people think. In London alone, there are 250 different languages spoken.
Finally, we will discuss Hofstede's cultural dimensions. Even with the large gap in population, both countries are very similar in their cultural aspects. You can see that individualism and indulgence run fairly high, whereas power distance is much lower. There are two traits that the United States and the United Kingdom differ on slightly. The first is uncertainty avoidance, and the next is long-term orientation. The United Kingdom focuses much more on long-term goals such as saving money and preparing for the future, whereas the United States focuses more on tradition and leisure time. Overall, the United States and the United Kingdom are very similar in the cultural aspect.
Section, we will explore the PESTEL framework components for technological and environmental factors that are relevant to organizations considering investment in foreign markets. 3 of the key indicators we will look at under technological considerations are innovation, investments in research and development, and patents. In the United Kingdom, innovation is measured primarily using investments in intangible assets, which include investments in R&D, design, organizational improvement, training and skills, software, advertising, marketing, and knowledge. The chart displayed shows that despite a shallower slope in the US since 1990, the UK has shown a slow but steady increase in the percentage of intangible investments, and a sharp decline for tangible investments. The continued growth of intangible investments indicates a continued commitment to organizational improvement and excellence in UK firms, making them potential candidates for acquisitions or joint ventures. As previously mentioned, the UK Innovation Index also considers investments in research and development and associated impact on economic growth. The chart displayed shows that the UK has had steady growth over the last decade of expenditures in R&D as a percentage of gross domestic product. This growth, while a lower percentage than the US, has shown growth that very closely mirrors that of the US economy. Steady investment in R&D indicates a continued pursuit of newer technologies and processes that can positively impact all aspects of a firm's operations, making UK organizations potential partners for market entrance. one byproduct of investments and a direct indicator of industry innovation that is also considered in the Innovation Index is the application and granting of patents. Despite similar processes, as the table display shows, the UK approves fewer patents than the US. The US steadily grants approximately 50% of patent applications annually, but the UK has shown a decline in the patent grants over the past 4 years, dropping from 30% to 22%. The decline in patent approvals could be indicative of a decline in product development and could be a signal a foreign firm that first mover advantages could be attained in the UK. Next, we will look at 2 environmental factors to consider when researching foreign investments: EPI rankings and scores. Organizations looking to invest abroad should consider the environmental impact of their foreign operations and environmental protection laws in the areas they are looking to invest. The Environmental Performance Index published by Yale University scores countries based on 20 indicators used to measure how well a country protects the ecosystem and human health. The UK has historically been a frontrunner in environmental protection. According to the ranking chart, the United Kingdom has remained within the top 15 countries and currently ranks number 12 of 180 countries measured, compared to the US, who is ranked currently at 26. This indicates that the UK meets or exceeds most, if not all, of the global targets for environmental protection. In contrast, the US has not performed as well in environmental protection. As indicated by EPI scores, the US has done marginally poorer than the UK since 2006. Considering the trend, environmentally responsible firms who invest in the UK would thrive, providing their operations meet the expectations of UK environmental regulations.
In the United Kingdom legal system hierarchy, the Supreme Court is the uppermost court of appeal. The subordinate courts comprises of the magistrates' courts, which issues are supervised by a lay magistrates bench or a district judge, sitting in every area of local justice. No juries are there in these courts. Another branch of their legal system includes other courts. They comprise of military courts, which are supervised by military personnel and matters related to court-martial. Election courts hear petitions against results of an election, or the Patents County Court, which handles certain simple intellectual properties. In 2011, 24% were assets protected by copyright, and in 2015, those protected increased by 1%. In 2012, 2,900 trademarks were approved, and those numbers doubled in 2015, where 46,299 trademarks were approved. Similar to trademarks, patents doubled from 2,974 in 2012 to 5,464 in 2015. Now we're going to discuss the SWOT analysis of the United Kingdom. Some strengths included are the advantageous trading positions. The United Kingdom has an established place in the global markets, holding good relations with both importers and exporters. They also have plenty of FDI. They receive these from other countries compared to some European states. Weaknesses include the very poor transport system in the UK, especially industrial ones. This is to some extent a result of high population and lots of industry, but still acts as a weakness. Opportunities include new trade partners. There's more lenient trade rules that are springing all over Europe, the Middle East, and Asia, which is great news for the UK, who might be able to find new trade partners. The United Kingdom's current population has a significant number of first-generation migrants, who often work in less skilled fields. With the next generation of very cosmopolitan Brits, the UK could be a much more intelligent population with good education. Lastly, we'll discuss threats. Competition. Many of Europe's nations are working hard to reach levels of development and while similar to those in the UK. When this happens, the UK will have to directly compete with other countries.